Hello. Welcome to my Stopping Sadness share. Thank you for being with me today. I want you to know I really value the time you give me, that together we can support and share energies, and share a moment of support with each other right now, if you would like that. Now, we know sadness can be a constant feeling for some of us, can't it? An inner loneliness that sometimes never seems to fade. And so for the next few minutes, I'm going to help you find some immediate answers together, because it helps me too. So thank you for your support now and keeping me company too. Let's live right in this moment, feeling each other's energy, removing this sadness, and growing this energy for those around us to feel too. Our companionship and sense of community to everyone and anyone. It's just as empowering in the fight against sadness to know that we are not alone right now. So let's start. Have you, like me, ever felt sad, but didn't quite know why? Happens, doesn't it? Maybe often. Feeling sad from time to time is human nature. It's natural. And being sad is one of the many complex emotions that we experience. But you can notice the way you feel when sad, without judgment on yourself. You can let yourself be as you are. You don't have to justify or work out the roots of it. Often we don't know why. It just happens. So, let yourself be as you are and wait for it to pass. As you know, all your emotions do. They come and go. But if this moment of sadness begins to feel that it's going on forever, and that your hours and days feel they are more sadder than anything else, as if it's an uninterrupted sadness, you know what I mean? Then possibly at this moment it's not an obvious reaction or an emotional response to a specific incident or bad experience. Maybe it's alerting you to something else that you need to pay attention to. So let's have a think about this, shall we? Try and get to the root of it. I use a checklist. It's only 5 things, but very powerful, so it's very quick to flick through. They are big, underlying emotional concerns we may only just be discovering today. But the discovery is the point where we can start to burst the bubble of the overwhelming feeling of sadness. And as we do this, we learn more about ourselves, more about what we can let go, more about how we need to arm ourselves emotionally to see these moments for what they are and reduce any impact they have on our day. To help us see if the frame of an answer is in here somewhere. Usually I find there's something here I can work on to begin to put into place a more long-term relief for the sadness. Get to the bottom of why we may be feeling sad all the time. Because we shouldn't be feeling sad all the time. We shouldn't accept and allow sadness to last so long. So number 1 could be what's known as misattunement. Now, misattunement is simply the experience of not being seen or heard or understood by those around you. Most likely this begins very early in childhood. Your parents didn't give you what you need, your personal needs, emotional as well as physical. Maybe they didn't want to, or maybe they didn't understand what you needed and wanted. But no matter their reason, deliberate or not, the more you live this and experience this misattunement, the more it becomes real and personal, and you believe it's true. You may believe that now you can't trust the people around you to be there for you when you need them. Your experience seems to become a false version of just how it is. This may end up damaging your social skills, making you emotionally isolated and deserted in some ways, afraid of commitment, or you develop a habit of ignoring your personal needs. Let that sit with you a moment as we move on to number 2. And be honest with yourself about how you feel about yourself and see yourself. You have a lot of bad feelings about yourself. Self-loathing. Maybe because of the hard life you feel you've had growing up. You may have had tragedies like loss, heartbreak, abandonment or abuse. So then this has now blocked you in a way, so you can't imagine yourself as someone who can be happy. So maybe now you are more likely than normal to listen and believe and find comfort in your own negativity, becoming at home with this pattern of thinking, so it's a habit. This struggle with self-loathing may be why you feel sad all the time. You're settled in this habit. And so now you can't move past this constant cycle, this whirlwind of negative thinking. You see how that can happen? Breathe out deeply now if you feel you want to expel that from your body right now. Okay, and so now we can consider number 3. It sounds silly when you say it out loud, but it can be such a strong ball and chain holding us down that you're afraid to be happy. Do you keep yourself from being happy in fear that you'll get hurt in the end, Feel it isn't worth it. Maybe it'll just go wrong in the end. Being sad all the time may actually start from fear, from being afraid to be happy. Sounds mad, doesn't it? But it's real. And I'm pretty sure that given a few moments, you will find a very real personal example where this has happened. We all can. It's natural. Feeling uncomfortable letting yourself be too happy, because you won't think it will last forever. Of course, we should all have some element of being guarded or self-critical with caution. But, and we need a big but here, as with all 5 of these aspects of sadness, that we need to look at how far we are taking the caution or self-criticism or guarded approach. Being too cautious about opening up to people or allowing yourself the opportunity to be happy could be the reason for your sadness. You're sad because you aren't happy. You aren't happy because you aren't allowing yourself to be happy. You feel being sad is a price worth paying to avoid hurt later down the road. Crazy, isn't it? And that brings us really into number 4, that maybe again this is about your defenses being overly protective. Do you worry about getting hurt, rejected? Which then becomes being afraid of intimacy. You're afraid to be vulnerable, are you? Or afraid the people who love you will leave you? You're not alone. Many of us feel we should be defensive. We've made it natural to be guarded when it comes to relationships, to the extent that now it is so hard and difficult to let your guard down for too long. You may be so afraid to be vulnerable in front of others that you pull away from your closest relationships, maybe self-destruct them unconsciously and hide away from the world. But we can imagine now, can't we, that this bad habit of being afraid to be vulnerable is stopping us from being happy. Makes sense, doesn't it? We talk ourselves out of being happy. And that's fear that makes us do that. And we need that bad habit to go. Let it go. I'm sure you can think of a time now that this has actually happened to you, a real experience. So you can put in your mind what it is that you need to look for and to let go. Think about it and let it go as we move into the next one, number 5, which is being in denial of our emotions. Is there a certain upset or trauma we haven't processed? A bottling up of emotions, things that we've forced deep down. Now, we need to find a way of letting go of properly, to look at them straight in the eye now. So be honest with yourself about it. Take that moment now, which may be uncomfortable at first, but will help you, I promise. Banish it, and it will be that brief sacrifice that saves endless sad times, Think about now. You could be dealing now with anger, regret, loss, frustration, disappointment. But being honest with yourself now about it may help stop you from being stuck in this never-ending cycle of repressed emotions, sadness, self-destructive patterns of behaviour, and could just maybe help you find some peace, a settled mind, a comfort that begins to take you to a happier state more than a sad state. Just take that thought in. Breathe out a big sigh through your nose. Let it all go. Let those thoughts of what could be holding you sad go. Breathe them out. Deep breath out through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. And let it all go. You can relate to some of these signs, can't you? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. We all do it. We just need to check in on ourselves regularly and spring clean them out and away. So just know, I'm with you right now, and I'm proof that you can clean these old habits of thinking away. The sadness can go. The happiness can arrive. Just take a few moments, breathe in calmly. Have a moment with this soft music. Close your eyes if you want to, and know that you can be happy. Be happy. Breathe in through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out through your nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. And feel that happy glow beginning. It's okay to have a little smile now, a little chuckle to yourself. Feel the glow as you breathe in and out. And listen to the music and feel that excitement begin to tingle that it's gonna be a happy moment. The next moment is gonna be a happy moment. And that's your proof that you can do it too. Be happy. Be happy. I love you.